just taken delivery of the first upgrade for the Ranger. Don't get too excited though, it's just a set of car mats. This next job isn't particularly interesting either. I've just got a refurbished dash cam to install, but things will be getting a little bit more exciting soon. Now, previously I've always installed dash cams by piggybacking off one of the fuses, but apparently the BCMs are quite fragile in these things. So instead I've picked up one of these OBD connectors. So I've never used one before, but that should make it nice and easy. So pretty much plug and play, then feed the wires up under the trim. So let's get it done. This next job is probably going to be far more hassle than it's worth, but I've decided to remove all these silver interior trim panels, and I'm going to wrap them. I'll show you exactly what I'm going to wrap them in a little bit. But I know these ones come off easy enough, they're just unclipped from both sides. Same with that. Hopefully that one will come off easy enough. I'm not sure about these, I think they just pop off and aren't screwed in from the inside. Apparently this thing requires the whole bottom half of the dash to come out, and then it unscrews from inside. I might have a little pry at it first just to make sure. Then this, I know has got the airbags have got to come out first to then access this. I'm going to be replacing the steering wheel with a custom one, so whether I do that today and then do it again in the future, I don't know, or whether to just wait, leave it and wait. And then there's also these door handles which pop out, and then there'll be something back somewhere as well. All sorts of faffing around for something that's probably not even worth the time, but it's a little custom job to do, so I might as well just get on with it. So this is the wrap that I'll be using. It looks quite intense on camera, but it is fairly subtle. It's what's known as ghost camo. So it's got this shimmery effect to it. That's probably more like what it looks like in real life. This bit's like way overexposed. I did have plenty of carbon effect wrap left over from when I did my Mustang, but I saw this on a kit car at a car show that I went to recently at Donington. I thought it looked pretty cool, and with this truck being kind of a business vehicle, we do lots of camo patterns in our range of activewear, so I thought that fit quite well. So I'm just going to figure out how to take these panels off and figure out how to get around all the complex corners and burn my fingers in the process. Right, so this is the current situation. We're in a state of disassembly. I did the door handles, they look alright, pretty good. That's all 4 door handles done. One's in the back too. Got various bits of trim everywhere from pulling these things out. But it turns out that these side bits are fastened on from the inside with these like plastic rivets that are like smushed into like a mushroom shape. So even if they come off, they're not going to go back on very easy. And it's going to mean taking off the whole door card. So they're going to be quite difficult to do. I've already tried wrapping them in place and that did turn out very well. But the problem is that this, if I do this silver panel that was there in camo, and I do the center screen area in camo, and I do the steering wheel surrounding camo, and I do the other side in camo, but the 2 door bits, the silver, is going to look a little bit daft. So I've started with just this centerpiece, and then I might just leave it at that. Oh, and the steering wheel too. The FAF to reward ratio is already off the scale, so it might be just easier just to settle with just this centre bit in camo and these two door handles, because it's taking way longer than it's been worth, but it looks alright, I guess. Alright, and check out the final result. That's the steering wheel done, the door handles, and this little screen surround area. Due to those pesky little side bits that would have required the whole door card to come off, and then those plastic rivets like melting out and then somehow trying to glue them back in, so that was way too much hassle to be worthwhile. Which also meant that then if I left those bits, it'd look a bit dodgy having those in camo, even though that would look pretty good. Plus some of these angles and corners look a bit too sharp to be able to, wrap around them. This was tricky enough. If you look closely, there's a little bit of a dodgy seam there, but you hardly see it under the shadow of this cowl. Plus I think you can see a couple of little tiny little creases here and there, but overall pretty decent finish, I think. The steering wheel, actually, I weren't really looking forward to doing this because of all the different angles and things, although I've just noticed you can actually see the rough edge down there. So when I take the steering wheel off again in a couple of weeks to fit the custom one, I might try and trim that a bit neater, because I didn't think you'd be able to see that between the airbag. Probably was way more hassle than it was worth to do it all. Not only taking all the trims off, these door handles were easy enough. This centre console area took some right faffing. That was pretty much every interior panel plus loads of screws. Then I had to unscrew all these buttons from the backing thing, and then just to be able to take this one little fascia out. Likewise with the steering wheel, that took ages to try and get off, but at least that's experience now for when I do the replacement steering wheel in a couple of weeks when that custom one's finished. It was getting the airbag off in particular, it was difficult trying to get a screwdriver into these two clips. It would have looked pretty cool with the whole thing wrapped, but I guess it didn't look too bad with the juxtaposition of silver and camo. Who knows, maybe one day I might take the whole door cards off and attempt those bits, but not today. So they're the first few mods to the Ranger all done. Next up is probably going to be fitting that lift kit, so stay tuned for that one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.